I just I really want to just take a moment and just again say my thanks and gratitude for our seniors that we have. It's been a tough season for us. We've gone through a lot of injuries, a lot of ups and downs, but the way these guys have continued to fight for us, and to be in a position where we'll be in the 8-9 game in DC after being picked pretty much last in preseason. And again, having all the injuries we had and kind of where we were to finish, 8-9 is a testament to these guys. And it's the seniors that we have here, whether it's Sean Torrance, Joe Gills Butler, even Andrew Junkin, who didn't play, and John Bowen. Those guys really added a lot to our team and have helped us tremendously this year.
What's supposed to be athletes? Sean, Torrance, I'd love to hear both of you all just kind of sum up your time here as a couple guys who will not be here next year.
It's been awesome. I came and chose to come to Elon because it's given a family environment from day one with Coach, obviously, and even the players, like me being a new guy. I was just able to come here and be myself, and that's really all I could ask for, trying to find a school. I couldn't have chosen a better school to come to, so it's been amazing.
I would say it's been amazing for me too. I came under Coach Sharkey, and then had the blessing and grateful to get Coach Taylor. It's been a wonderful time. Even though we've lost, I think the things that we'll remember later on in life is the bond that we have with this team. And I think I talked about it before in the press conference, but just that bond and how much we love each other, how much even though we're losing, it's I wouldn't want to lose anybody else. Any other coaching staff, any other players on the team, we've just built such a great connection, and I'll always be thankful for that, and I'll always remember that. So Elon has been a great time for me.
And then just either of you, what is one thing that Billy Taylor has taught you during your time here, during his time here?
If you don't work, it won't work.
True.
I've learned a lot of things from Coach Taylor. Obviously, I knew him from the past, but it's just every day. He's taught me just to take day by day. Don't think too far forward. Don't think about the past too much. Take things one at a time, and just do the best you can, obviously, day by day, and great success will come. So.
And I think one more thing for me is just being able to be with Coach off the court with him and his family, seeing how much of a family man he is, and then just his energy. He's always positive. I know different coaches have different coaching styles, but I don't know if y'all ever really see Coach Taylor get mad like that. But he's just always bringing positive energy, and that's one thing I really look up to.
And then Torrance, just an emotional game for both of you. Just all the seniors, we saw it out on the court. What was that moment like for you, just going through that?
It was a tough moment because it's knowing that it was my last game, got my last foul. But one thing I can say, the coaching staff and my brothers was there for me. When I was falling down, I was crying a little bit, and my teammates came and picked me up. So that just goes back to talk about how close we are and how much those moments mean. Because I remember that game forever, and I remember when my teammates came and picked me up when I was down.
And then what did it mean to you that it looked like Billy Taylor was backing you up there?
That means a lot. To have a coach that's gonna fight for you. Literally.
That's good.
Yeah.
Nice. Just kind of zooming in on tonight's game, what did y'all feel maybe not went wrong, but y'all jumped out to the 9-point lead early. What happened differently after that point? Sean, go ahead.
I think Delaware's a great team. Obviously, they have one of the better players in the conference. So I think us always just being on the same page is a big thing. I think when we went on our winning streak, all 5 guys on the court, even the people on the bench, were on the same page at all time. Playing positive, not worrying about the next wrong thing to happen, but just playing hard. And I think we lose sight of that sometimes. We'll get distracted, just some random stuff that'll happen. But if we can stay together, we stay on the same page, we can beat anybody in the conference, in my opinion. And that's what we're really focusing on going into next week in Washington. So.
Torrance, Elon got out-rebounded pretty significantly in the second half. Obviously, you were on the bench for a good chunk of that, but what did you see from a rebounding perspective that wasn't working through all during the second half?
I think Coach talks about it all the time. We just got to go get the ball. I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be when the ball comes off the rim, we just got to go get it. I don't think it's anything like that we could really see about it. It's just we got to want it more. And that's everybody on the team collectively, not just one or two people, three people. Like, everybody has to want it more when it comes off the rim.
Guys, thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Starting off, just talk about your seniors here tonight. Just
Yeah, thank
at least
you.
Sean and Torrance.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, Torrance Watson, brought, from day one, brought incredible energy. I remember our first Zoom meeting as a team. Unfortunately, it kind of broke before I could meet with the guys. But I could just tell he was all in. He's one of the guys that asked a question. He was energized, and that energy he's brought every single day. And it's a pleasure to have coached him, inherited him. Obviously, he's a talented ball player. I feel bad for some of the injuries that he went through because, again, he didn't get a chance to consistently show everybody what he could do all year long. Obviously, for Sean, having recruited him before and then recruiting him again once we got here, he was at the presser, came to the presser just to support. And that was before we even really knew anything was going to happen, of him being on the team. But what he's meant for us in terms of his leadership and just understanding our system, helping the young guys, being so selfless has been amazing. John Bowen, talk about selfless. John Bowen's had a lot of really good games this year, and he's always kind of been willing to defer to Sam and really encourage Sam and try to push Sam and work with him on the side, spend extra time with him. And a lot of veteran players don't do that. They're just concerned about, oh, hey, I just want to play. It's my last year. It's my last. And John's always been about trying to help the younger guys. Just high character, terrific young man. Gerald Gillens Butler, his story has been well chronicled, obviously with the injuries that he's dealt with and kind of off the court. And he was someone that I said, well, you know what? I'm not going to judge him before I meet him. Like, I want to meet him and spend time with him. And he loves to play, loves the game, loves to play. Again, it's a shame that he got injured in October. Misses the first 2 months of the season. Because we've seen obviously his impact on the team once he's come back. We've obviously been a very different team. Even as he first got back, and it was kind of on minute restriction, but just his presence on the floor, his smile, his energy, it really means something. And he's a versatile player that can impact the game in a lot of ways. And then Andrew Junkin, my heart really breaks for him because he really never got a chance to show people what all the work he put in. 6'11", 240 pounds, rim protector, which we've needed a lot of times this year. You talk about the rebounding, issues that we've had. Well, there's a 6'11" guy on the bench that helps that quite a bit. Physicality, block shots, but bright, funny, personable, Andrew Junkin, and he's meant a lot, and he's just continued to be positive and just encourage guys along the way, and just really proud of him for that.
Switching gears a bit, we heard Torrance say that he doesn't think we've ever seen you get mad like that. What message were you trying to send after when you picked up that? It looked like you were intentionally picking up that technical foul at that point.
No, I don't think I was. I wanted to make sure that continued to fight for our guys. I thought they were playing hard, and just wanted to fight for our guys and make sure that we were being heard as well.
Did you and your team have any knowledge of where you were in the CAA seeding before tonight's game started? Was that?
I think it's probably human nature. Everybody kind of checks a little bit. I don't really as much. I just kind of let it play out. But I know our assistant coaches were kind of looking at it because, again, they're starting to prepare, like, okay, film-wise, making sure kind of what you need to do. But I was hoping that we could obviously finish with a win and, kind of finish with 7 out of 10 wins. It would obviously be a pretty strong statement for our team. But, again, I like where we're at. And, again, for a team picked dead last to be, 8-9 is really a testament, with all the injuries that we dealt with, too.
Looking ahead to William and Mary, how much of it feels like you've played them twice pretty recently here. Do you see that as an advantage to have some pretty recent film, or?
I don't know that it's really either way, advantage, disadvantage. Especially conference tournament time. You're seeing teams. A lot of teams you're going to see for the third time. You may see some teams only for the second time, but having seen them so recently, twice, and this will be the third time in 24 days or so. But again, it's conference tournament, so everybody's laying it all on the line, and your season's at stake. and I know our guys will be ready to compete and play in DC.
And then obviously your season's not quite over yet, but what has this squad taught you this year that you can take as a coach for years to come?
Yeah, no, I love the way that these guys have been able to remain positive in the face of adversity, and I think that's hard, on young people. You guys got a lot of pressure, and there's a lot of challenges that you guys have, and being able to remain positive with all the distractions out there, it's different now than when I was playing, and different than other guys. So being able to remain positive and block out the noise and come to work every day and stay focused, stay dialed in is it's really a testament to these guys, and hopefully it also kind of is a light that shines to other people, so they're like, hey, you know what, I've seen some guys go through some stuff and they remain positive, and hopefully that helps them in their lives too.
Zach and JB were both on a team that went to the CAA championship game a few years ago. Is that is that experience one that you can kind of lean on them for?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you got Zach and JB have been in championship games. John Bowen was in a championship game with us at Belmont Abbey. Sean Halloran was at 4 championship games. So we got guys that know how to get it done at this time of year. So hopefully we'll be able to elevate our game, and I know they'll be dialed in preparation-wise and whatever game adjustments we have to make to be better against William and Mary.
Is that preparation going to be the same as it was throughout the regular season? Are you guys going to change stuff up this last week before you head to DC?
Yeah, great question. No, we stay consistent with what we do. We really try to model consistency. In terms of my personality, my temperament, just want to continue to do the same things. So we'll take some time to focus on ourselves first, then we'll start to prepare for William and Mary, and kind of go through all our our plays and kind of our adjustments, making sure that we're ready.
Will you text Coach McCaffrey tonight and say, hey, I picked up a tee today too? Or
Coach and I talk quite often, so we always talk about games and situations and moments, but I was proud of those guys. I mean, being down 10 with a minute to go against Michigan State, against Tom Izzo, and to be able to come back and force overtime, made 17 threes. I mean, they were fantastic.
All right, that's it.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.